Complexity makes us feel uneasy. It limits the accessibility, the effectiveness of something. That can be a product, a process, even a spreadsheet, a piece of code, a slide deck, almost anything. Nobody starts out with the goal of making something complex. No, we all want to create something that's simple to use and simple to understand and maintain. But when we get more people involved, there's more ideas, and suddenly we end up with a complex. And then even when we do have those moments of breakthrough where we create something that's very complex but make it simple, we maintain it, but we add to it, and we don't refactor and take away and simplify it. And what happens is it just gets bigger and bigger and more complex, and our simplicity is ruined. So less is more. We know that. This is one of the primary modules back in our developer bootcamp 9 years ago. So Sprout Technology is just starting out, and we looked at things from 37 Signals, the creators of Basecamp, and really the passionate idea that less is more. Less features make something easier to use. Less complex makes it easier to change as well. Less is more visually appealing, but less is harder. Designing a simple solution for something that's truly complex is really, really hard. And again, keeping them simple is even harder. Now, it doesn't mean that there aren't complex things. We need that complexity. The brilliance inside a lot of products and solutions are extremely complex, but they are presented and packaged in a way that hides that complexity and makes it simple for the end user. Let's look at some great examples. The first is almost everything that Apple makes. Steve Jobs was passionate about simplicity. Some would say to the point of obsession, actually. It's amazing to look at different product categories before Amazon entered them. The hardware, the software, even the packaging, the whole user experience was often really complex. And that's what Apple's able to do. They were able to design and introduce new products that absolutely made the complex simple. Now, another great example from our world is Ruby on Rails. I remember the first project that we used Ruby on Rails. It really happened because we had a large project, probably about 10,000 lines of Java code, and it was working. It was launched, and it was still early, and we were looking for ways to innovate when I came in one Monday morning and one of our developers said, "Hey, come take a look at this." And he showed me the same website, the same web app. And I said, "Well, great, but did you change anything? Did you add anything? It looks pretty much the same." And he's like, "No, but I completely rewrote it over the weekend." I'm like, "What? Over the weekend? We've been working for months. How did you rewrite it in a week?" He wrote it in this brand new, it was version 0.3 or something of Ruby on Rails. And he told me that he was able to take the same 10,000 lines of Java code and implement all of the same features in only 1,000 lines of Ruby on Rails. And then he started walking me through and showing me the code, and it was so simple and elegant and terse, and I fell in love. And you know, we know the history of how Ruby on Rails was a big part of the starting of Sprout and Cloud Factory. Now, the last example is another very familiar one, Amazon. Amazon's been able to take the idea of even e-commerce, a long checkout process of filling out lots of forms every time you want to order something, and everyone will remember their infamous one-click patent, the ability to just, with one click, be able to have something show up at your door. Now, that was big, that was amazing, that made the complex process of buying things and having them show up at your door really simple. Now, they've taken it to the next level with their dash buttons, and we've referenced this before when we launched the ideas around Easy Cloud Labor, and the ability to just put these buttons around your home, and anytime that you are running low on them, you just simply press a button and they contact via the internet using their Wi-Fi enabled buttons, and next thing you know, it just shows up at your door. Now, Amazon's taking this to the next level with their Amazon Go stores. You may have recently heard about the launch of one in Seattle, where people are able to now go into physical convenience stores and they can just walk in, they scan their phone app, letting them know that they're in the store, and they put it in their pocket and they just walk through the store, picking up, grabbing anything they want. They can put it in their backpack, in their hands, and they just walk out and automatically they're charged. So there's no checkouts, no waiting, nothing. So how does this apply to us? Why is it important? Well, we're trying to create Cloud Labor to be that same experience. We want the businesses of the world to be able to just simply, with a click of the button, spin up a remote team that they can collaborate with, they can work with, they can feel like it's an extension of their own team with good visibility and control over the work and how it gets done. Again, the analogy we use is cloud computing and how they've done such a good job at making the complex simple. We have all of these servers that we have control and access, and they feel like they're our servers. Although we'll never see those servers. We'll never change a hard drive in those servers. We never have to pay the electricity bill for the data centers where those are stored. And that beautiful abstraction is such a real example of what we're trying to do with Cloud Labor. We need to create that experience for cloud workers and for clients, and even internally. The more that we can make the complex simple, the more likely we are to be able to achieve our purpose of scaling people and connecting 1 million people to meaningful online work. One exercise to practice making the complex simple, it's just kind of fun, is just to think, what can you do with one click of the button? Well, Travis Kalanick is a great example, right? The founder of Uber sat around one night with his friends and just thought, wouldn't it be awesome if you could just press a button on your phone and a car would show up to drive you anywhere you want? So I ordered my own Amazon IoT button, Internet of Things button, just to play around with. I connected it to my AWS account and wrote a simple Node.js function using Lambda. So it was just a cloud function. It was simple. It was just all through the browser. And now let's just imagine that I'm a pod member for GoSpotCheck. And there's a really big backlog. And I want to notify all the workers that they should just jump online. And if only I had a magic button that I could press to do that. Wouldn't that be amazing? If I had a button that I could just press and it would just automatically go to the internet and just make it happen. It'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Oh, look at that. Someone's calling me. Someone's calling me. Wonder what that call's about.
Hello. The GoSpotCheck workstream needs your help. Log in to do some work if you can. Thanks.
Wow. I guess I better hop online and do some work. Okay, silly example, but wow, this thing's kind of awesome. Like, I wonder what else I could do with just one click. I wonder if I could program it to. Let me just see here. Okay, let's see here. Let's just press it one more time. See, I don't know if this is gonna work.
My cupcakes, that was fast! Wow! This thing's awesome!